Welcome back to Off the Clock. This episode, we're going to be talking about burnout and signs of burnout, how we feel about it, because we've been in it, and maybe at the end we'll kind of chat about how we
deal with it.
And ways to solve it. Doesn't feel like the right word,
No.
but how we get through it.
Yes, how we get through it.
How
I
we
like that.
persevere. But yeah, I guess just in general signs that what are some signs that we personally feel we see in ourselves most often when we're like at that like level of,
Too much.
am I getting there? Yeah. Like
I get mean. I'm just mean. Like, I'll be nice to my clients, but like anyone like around me that is like, I mean to my husband and it's not his fault. I don't mean to be mean. I just be like, what are you doing here? And my tone, I can't regulate my tone.
Like
it just all comes out. Because I think there's no emotional bandwidth left, and so that all goes out the window. So you just end up sounding. I'm not. I don't sit there and like accuse him of being a terrible person. I'm snippy.
Yeah, you don't have as much. Yeah, like you said, emotional bandwidth to like regulate that side of it.
Emotional
like,
bandwidth is gone.
Yeah, no, I feel that. I feel like I can tell like just little things that annoy me more so than like why. I think about it like a few days later. I'm like, why was I so annoyed by this one sound or by my dog barking or by, like whatever. I'm like, that happens all the time. And I'm like, oh.
Because it was too much that day.
I was really tired. I think that's my thing. I felt like I was like in my burnout era last week. Like I was just so tired that I like almost couldn't function. Like no amount of coffee was working, and I was just like, everything just felt so daunting and like overwhelming.
I think you've been in there for longer than last week, because I picked you up the week before and you said this week has been awful.
I think that one was, well, it's been the past 30 years of my life. No. I think that was more so like coming back from vacation.
Oh, just overwhelmed with everything.
Like I was off for a week, coming back and like trying to catch up on all of that. Fair. Just like felt really exhausting of like I just had so much to do. Last week it was like I genuinely was like I had stuff to do, but it wasn't like an overwhelming amount, but I was just like I cannot for the life of me like get myself to get my life together and like do simple things.
I was going to say, do you like, that's the one, like little things that normally come easily to me all of a sudden just are not even happening.
Yeah.
And you feel like you're just wasting time. Like I'll do like a, let's say logo concept or a color palette. Like it's just nothing's working. And it's usually just something like this will be fun. Like
yeah. Things that, like you said, like would be like a super quick, oh yeah, I can knock this out in, half an hour or whatever. Somehow take me 2 hours. And I think that is like, and then I'm like, well, I don't want to do anything. If it's going to take me that long to do this simple thing, then I'm just not going to do it. Like, I just don't want to. If it's going to take too long, I'm out. Just emotionally, like mentally shut down.
Yeah, it's not moving. I think like, I remember a couple of weeks ago, it was like a social media template. And I was like, this should have taken me 30 minutes.
Right. Or I find myself also doing almost the opposite of like, oh my gosh, this is on my list. I don't want to do it. And then like, I'm like, okay, I really need to, like the deadline, I procrastinate it so much that I'm like, I have to do it. But then I do it and I'm like, that took me 10 minutes. I was really dragging my feet for 2 days for something that took me 10 minutes. And I'm like, what is wrong?
It's just been on your mind for that long?
It's just, I don't know. And I think that's part of it is just like, I get so drained that everything just feels like a way bigger task than it actually is. Like I'm making it out to be so much more because I think it's the mental load.
Bandwidth. Yeah. Like you don't have, like, I feel like my emotional and my creative bandwidth kind of go hand in hand. If I'm happy, I can make things. If I'm sad, like it just doesn't come out of me. Like, yeah. And people are like, oh, just go for a walk. And actually, that does actually help.
I mean, for sure, touching grass helps. However, like that's not going to like solve your entire day. Like,
no, but it does help to step away for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think I remember I think the worst case that I had was during COVID when we were down to the 2 designers for the office. And I just remember like, because it's the same, it's just trade show display. And like, how many times can you reinvent this wheel? Sure, you could put a new logo on, a new message. But I just remember at some point I was like, this project should not be this hard. And it like even showed like what I would send to clients, like normally what would be like a 2 revision project is now like a 10 revision project. And so it just compounds itself because I am not I'm not processing their information and I'm not outputting it as I should be. And then you're burnt out. And then the burnout causes you more work, which makes you more burned out. You're like,
right. Well, like, if you don't fix it, it just keeps compounding on top of each other. And then you're just like, I give up. But like,
and you can't usually, because now you have this backlog of work because you're burnt out.
Well, not only that, like, I mean, at least you were burnt out. No, but like, at least you were doing it like in a typical job. Whereas like, if you're not in a typical job, if you are slacking, someone else can help pick up that slack. Meanwhile, I think burning out now, like that we're on our own doing things, like it's so much harder to be able to just be like, okay,
if you don't deliver this project, nobody's going to deliver this
project. Well,
exactly.
No one's going to do it for you. And so there's that, like, also that line of like, am I burnt out, or do I really just need a nap? Like, or not even just a nap, but like, am I just dragging my feet for no reason because I can, or like, because no one's telling me I have to do this thing right this second? Or is it truly like, you need to take a step back and just like take the day off, or take a mental health day, or
like you don't drag your feet just to drag your feet. But I think
I know
we still gaslight ourselves into thinking that we would.
Correct.
We are doing that.
Yeah, I think that's part of it too, is like, okay, well,
you need a break.
I probably should take a mental health day every once in a while, or just but then I'm like, no, I don't, because I think that's part of it too, and that's why it like compounds on top of itself. I don't want to say so frequently, but like it happened, enough, because I'm like, no, I need, if I don't do it today, I'm going to have to do it tomorrow. And who knows what tomorrow's going to bring? Who knows what those projects are going to look like?
Do it while I have time.
Exactly. And so I'm like, I'm just going to push through. And then, it comes to that thing where it's like, it works sometimes, but also then like sometimes you're also pushing out things that you aren't necessarily like proud of, just because you're like having to deal with.
Which I'm so excited about doing less production work. That feels so good, because that whole thing of like when you're already burnt out and you have that pressure, it doesn't like, versus this is like, okay, like it's not life or death. It can wait a day. Like projects might
you still want to keep things on time, but like you also have a little bit, you have flexibility, and you can give yourself that grace.
There's not a printer waiting for you.
Right.
Which helps.
Right.
And I think we still forget that we have so like, it's just.
Yeah. Taking yourself out of that, I think that mindset of like, you need to be in a productive wheel always, because I feel like that's where I'm like, okay, I stepped away for a week. I was on vacation and I was like, okay, that was nice. And then it's the coming back and being like, crap, now I have so much. Now I have like, I essentially feel like I have to cram 2 weeks of work into 1 week because I missed a week. And then I'm like, no, I don't. I told all my clients, I told everyone who needs to know that I was away. They're not expecting, pull a rabbit out of a hat and, magically make 2 of me. And it's okay. And just having like, I think it's more so the needing to be better about giving myself grace. But
it's funny, because when you do get burnt out, you kind of stop thinking logically.
For sure.
You're just stuck in that hamster, like you said. Yeah, it is like a hamster wheel. Once you get in it, you like can't even see outside of it. You got this like weird laser focus because you're so tired and you're so focused on being productive. You forget to like snap out of it.
Yeah. Or at some point, I'm just the wheel is taking the hamster around and around, and I'm no longer running on it. I'm just there and in a whirlwind.
Cynicism, a sign of burnout. What a prime example.
Oh, yeah.
I am the hamster in the wheel.
No, yeah. And that's the, like, I think that goes back to like, like just moody is not the right word, but just, being like a little more snippy. But I'm also like, I do
easily like triggered.
I get stuck in that cycle of like, everything sucks. This sucks. What am I doing? Why am I doing this? Like, I'm like, no, I actually like what I do. I'm just tired. I'm just tired. I need a nap.
I think something happened that like a couple of weeks ago where I like overreacted so bad. And it was like an email I got. Someone misunderstood something. And I was like, what? What do you mean? And then like that evening, like during our walk, I was like, I needed to chill. Like, it's not like I needed to like step away literally from the situation. I was just so tired. I couldn't see anything but just like be triggered over the minorest of details. And we're like walking. I was like, wow, I need to work on my my spark. Not my creative spark, the other spark. The fieriness. It didn't feel like fieriness. It felt like a combustion. It's usually when I write to you in caps. It's a good indicator I might have burnt out and gotten triggered by something very minor.
I mean, sometimes, and that's like all of the minor things just feels so much bigger when I'm on the brink of burnout.
Which is already, like, I think we do love a dramatic flair.
Oh, for sure.
It's so much more fun until it's not for fun.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, am I being dramatic or is something really wrong? Am I complaining just to complain, or is there a bigger issue that I probably should solve? And that's between me and my therapist.
And, like, I think some of those, too, like, is something you just, like, when you are at that point, too, those big issues are something that is very easily solved by, like, asking a question or a walk.
Yeah.
But it's hard to be logical when you're that tired.
Right, and that's the thing. Like, it is so hard when you're, like, I don't know, like, my body thinks it's in a crisis mode. Can't get out of that until I solve the crisis. Spoiler alert, I'm the crisis.
I took this project on. I set these deadlines.
I did this to myself.
I told him it was fine.
Yeah, and so it's just, yeah, like, that's the thing. Like, mentally, I am in, like, a, like, oh my God, the world's ending. But it's not. And I, you know, hindsight's 2020 or whatever it is. But, like, I didn't die. Nothing was on fire. The world isn't over.
Everyone got what they needed.
I did what I needed to do. However, in that moment, it felt like all of those things were happening all at once and I didn't know what to do with it. Like,
and what sucks is you're already angry. You're already snippy. And then the output of whatever you're making is awful. Not awful, but, like, you're like, I can do better and I hate what I'm delivering.
Yeah.
Because it's not aligning to what I had, like, it's just not, it's not it.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to put it. It's just not it.
Yeah. No, I did that. It was Thursday. I was working on logo concepts and I was, like, already exhausted. It was like 3:00 and I'm like, mentally, I literally can't do this anymore.
Let's give it a go, right?
So I was like, you know what? I'm going to save the Illustrator file. And I was like, you know what? I'll look at it tomorrow morning. If I still think that they're good, I'll send it. If not, then, you know, I can work on it then. I was like, I just needed to, like, take less than 24 hours to, like, step away, just think about it.
Brain in the
Even
morning.
just, like, going back and, like, looking at the brief and looking through the questionnaire and things like that, like, taking that time to be like, okay, fresh set of eyes, going back through.
It's like a new person sometimes in the morning.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And I was like, okay. I mean, to be, like, some of the concepts I was like, yeah, this still works. And then another one I was like, okay, we probably could, like, refine this a little bit. But I was like, okay, I just needed to, like, take a step back and be like, you know what, it is what it is. I'll come back to it. Like, it's not the final. Like, it doesn't need to be, like, not everything needs to be solved in a day.
Which is interesting that you do that too, but I'll do that, or sometimes this is a bad thing too, but, like, if I am in a burnout mode and I cannot seem to be okay with taking a break, I'll, like, exactly what you said, I'll do it and then I'll come back in the morning and then you still have a bit of a base to go by.
Well, that's the thing.
But just you're a little nicer to yourself. You're like, listen, I got something done.
Right.
So
yeah.
We got something, like
as long as we have, like, a base to start off of, it's not like, you know, the last hour was a complete waste. Because that's the thing. I think that's also, I'm like, I really, and this is a personal thing, I just really feel like I hate feeling like I'm wasting time, which is the same. Which is, you know, probably not healthy and probably part of the burnout situation that I got going on.
Audiobooks at 2.0
don't need to read so slow. I understand why they do it, but, like,
I can't believe there's a 0.5 version.
Who does that? That can't be real. Anyway. Yeah. But no, I genuinely don't like feeling like I'm wasting time. So I'm like, okay, if I'm not...
Something is something.
Exactly. So I'm like, if I'm not going to do it, if I'm not going to... I don't know. Yeah, I feel like I always get in that mindset of, like, well, if I'm not going to do it well, then I'm not going to do it right now. And I'm like, okay, you could at least start. You could at least, you know, get something going. And, like, even if it's just typing out the name of the brand in the default font, like, to be like, just, okay, this is what it looks like.
Dump those out.
Get those off. And that's what I love, a good checklist. So I'm like, maybe if I just get a few things off my checklist, I'll start feeling more productive, because that's the other thing. I'm like, when I feel like I'm burnt out, I'm like, well, I just wasted a whole day. Now what? Like,
you're just more stressed.
Yeah.
Even when you're resting, you're more stressed. So I agree with you. I'll do, like, that, or, like, something like admin. I'll either answer some emails or I'll plan my next day. Something.
Right. Just something to feel like, okay, I at least...
Let me set myself up for success tomorrow.
Yeah, like, okay, maybe today's a wash, but tomorrow might not be, if I, like, do some things to, like, help myself out. Like, help tomorrow Laken out, because today Laken's not feeling it. Like, she done. She checked out. She doesn't want to do anything. And she's a lost cause. Maybe tomorrow will be better.
I can't. Yeah, I think then it seems like you're saying too. Like, I cannot just call it a day at 4. I'll start tomorrow. 5 maybe.
Yeah.
4:30 if I have somewhere to be, like someone's waiting on me, something like that. But, like, just to be like, I'm resting from. I still can't. I don't know.
Not gonna lie though, I got to the point last week where I just took a nap at 3:00 because I was like,
I'll take a nap at 3, but I'll come back in.
I physically cannot. Well, sure, to like wrap up, but I was like,
Yeah.
I physically cannot do anything. And like, I was
The
20
waste to
minutes
sit
from
there.
falling asleep at my desk.
Well, if, like you said, if you don't like wasting time and you see that you're not like generating ideas, you're not generating ideas on computer. But if you see that's not happening, then yeah, I can see where you'd be like, a nap would be a good use of time.
Yeah.
Because
And I think that's how I've like started having to like justify some of that for myself, because I was, especially like first starting off,
terrifying.
Bad news bears. Do not recommend just bulldozing through your burnout, because that was a bad time. Didn't like that. And that's the thing, like I feel like I continually, I don't want to say get better, I continually try to improve on it, but but
it's almost like you have to burn out. Like you burn out first time, okay, next time you're like, I won't do it again, but you like do a little tweak each time,
right?
And
and I think like I'm at the point now where I'm like, okay, I can kind of like, I can recognize the difference, for me at least, like between like actually needing a physical mental break versus like I just don't like, versus just this. Like I don't want to do this. And it's like there is a difference, and I've finally been able to like be like, okay, like,
or maybe this is a boundary sometimes.
Right.
Sometimes burnout is a boundary problem for me.
Interesting.
Like I said yes to a project I was not creatively attracted to at all, you know? And I'm burning myself out because I should have never been even doing this at all, because we're not aligned. Like basically like almost like an uphill battle. Like if you're taking on something that you just genuinely hate, like let's say I'm going to format a textbook, I'm going to hate that. But if I take on that project and I'm, it's been 10 hours and been formatting this textbook, it's burnout, but that's on me, because I should not have taken that project if I knew that's not my forte. And I think that's a different type of burnout that I get, or I've been trying to work through. I'm like, I'm just taking the wrong projects too. It's not even working too hard. I shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah, it's just like I don't.
Or like I shouldn't work for a journal magazine thing if I realized that right like after all of my like design career being production, I didn't like it, and now I have a choice not to. Like I don't need to be doing that again. If
right,
like
you don't need to take on. Because
that'll cause those same problems where I'm just like so stressed trying to get it done.
Especially like if you find like I feel like those are always the projects that I'm least excited about are the ones that I
tend to really burn out
push
on.
Off. Not even burn out, of just like push off and push off and push off, and then I'm another one of those things where like that didn't take me that long. I probably should have just sucked it up and done it on day one, but like it is what it is. And I think that it's definitely like a different type of burnout of just like why did I do this to myself?
It's not, you're not excited about it, and like I'm kind of the opposite. I will do the one I hate and I'll be like stressed because I really want to do that one, because like the treats you were talking about earlier, I really want to do it, but I can't until I finish this, but this one's not going well, and but I won't allow myself to have the joy of doing the other one because I haven't like finished my chores, essentially.
Oh my God.
I haven't finished my chores.
That sounds awful.
I'm not very nice to myself. So yeah, I
do the opposite and then end up ending my day with a bunch of things that I don't want to do, and I'm like, why did I do this to myself?
But that's when like the boundaries thing happens, because I'll take on these things I don't want to do, and then the projects and clients I'm excited about, I save for like my like exciting time, and then I'm so upset because I feel like I wasted all my time on something I didn't need.
Yeah. And that's not even to say like I take on a bunch of projects that I hate. Like I really don't, I promise. But it's just, like some things are like, I don't want to make the 20th edit on this one thing. Yeah. I don't want to do that right now.
Granted, like I'm getting better at those things, a lot of this stuff that I took on earlier. And I was able to be like, these aren't a good fit.
I think that honestly, now that you're mentioning that might have been like one of my bigger problems when I first started out, is that I was like, I'll do this, I'll do that, I'll do all the things. And I'm like, I don't have time, I don't have the energy, I don't have the creative outlet that I thought that this was going to be.
It's not sparking anything.
It's no sparking joy. There is no joy sparked.
And if you have so many of them, like, even if you go at a slow pace, you get a different type of burnout, just like your creative drainage.
Right.
That's not right. Creative drainage? That sounds wrong. That's gross. I don't like it. But yeah, that can also suck all the creativity out of you.
Right. Like you just feel, creatively drained. Like,
thank you.
Drainage. I like that better.
It's so gross.
But and I think like, especially starting like starting out and starting during COVID, where I was like, yeah, I can work
Give it, right? Just
10,
give it all.
12-hour days, because what else am I going to do? I can't go anywhere. I can't do anything. And I'm like, I'm on a meeting at 2 a.m. Why am I doing this?
Why were you doing that?
Oh, that's a whole other thing I'll have to tell you off of this for NDA purposes and stuff. That was a disaster. But yeah, like don't do that. Take it from me. Don't take meetings outside of your designated hours. Have designated hours. That's what I've learned.
Oh, do you remember, do you guys not work weekends and evenings? Not 2 a.m., but it felt the same.
Yeah.
That was definitely a burnout. That was a project where, how much do I want to say? Contracting is interesting. It's really awesome. It takes a lot of stress off, but sometimes it can add a lot of stress in if you're a good fit for how other people run their business.
That's the thing.
And sometimes personalities just don't mesh, and you don't know that from the beginning until after a little bit later.
Or that, like, I've found that too with contracting specifically, of like, if the person you're contracting for isn't willing to set those boundaries to avoid you being burnt out and getting burnt out, then that becomes on you, and then you're the bad guy because you won't do the thing because you're like, it's 8 o'clock in the evening on a Friday. I'm so sorry, I'm not going to answer your call right now because this can be a Monday problem. Yeah. Also, I'm just bad at texting back. Don't text me. You will not get a text back. I'm terrible at texting.
That's on you.
Email me and I will get to you on Monday. But like, yeah, I think contracting is its own
side
special thing that where it's like they have to set those boundaries for their client, otherwise you get the brunt of that.
And I don't think a lot of people don't set them maliciously or like,
no,
it's just that it's just one of those things that happens, and maybe they expect you will set them, but you technically have no leg to stand on in a sense. Right.
It's like, okay, this isn't my thing, this is something I'm doing for you. Yes, no, yeah. I completely understand what you mean by that. And yeah, I think that's, yeah, like you said, I don't think anyone's doing it maliciously. No. I just think it's the like, well, if you don't feel like you can say no, but it's like, okay,
that person doesn't understand that.
Right.
Yeah, that's
like their
me and you thing is
right.
different from
and that's the thing, like you can't set boundaries with someone else's client to avoid your burnout, even if it's for the better good, for the greater good of your mental health. Like you can't always be the one to set those. Like that has to come from the person who they're contracted with. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, because who knows what their contract looks like with the person that you're contracting with.
Most of us, I think, learn the hard way.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Well, I think all of us do. I don't think I've ever met a single person that got it right the first time.
Well, yeah, that's fair. And if you're out there, please let us know, because I would love to hear that.
It's not real.
I feel like that can't happen. But yeah, I think that's a whole other beast. And I honestly, now that you mentioned, I'm like, yeah, like I feel like the times that I felt the most burnt out
was for someone else.
Yeah, I think
I'm learning that too, that a lot of it's just being able to communicate when, what, where, and then if that's taken away from you, mm-hmm. You're kind of just stuck in these...
You're stuck in a box.
Thank you. Box. Just in these restraints. Like, it's out of your reach, and then
there's nothing you can really do about it other than...
Even when it's not that important. It's just people's expectations are somewhere else.
Although I will say, I was contracting with one person, like with a company, and the manager, like marketing manager for that, best boundaries I've ever, was a fantastic experience. She was like, I understand, like y'all have lives outside of this, like you have other things, like you need to go take a break, like don't like
worry
even
about
with like
it.
projects that would like get pushed down the pipeline from like whoever in their company, she was like very good about being like, okay, I understand.
Really
you
nice.
Can't do, and it's amazing. I was like, oh my god, my jaw was on the floor. I was like, you mean you actually understand healthy boundaries and that the mental health of your employees matters? Like, what a wild concept. So like there are definitely contracts out there that I've done like that have been like, so this can be done, and like,
and those are the ones you just keep.
Oh
like,
yeah, absolutely. Like,
we still work together, and I'm like, this is fine.
Yeah, those are ones that I'm like, and that's the thing. Like I think, like you said, like you don't know until you know. Like you learn from your bad experiences, and so it's like things like that where I'm like, oh, okay, here's what I should be looking. Like if I'm going to do contracts, if I'm gonna be a subcontractor, contract out stuff, like.
Fortunately, we learn.
I need to know these things ahead of time. Otherwise, I am going to burn myself out, because that's just...
And I got lucky that my first one was like super nice. Like I assumed everyone was going to be super nice.
Yeah.
But it didn't always turn out that way. And I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Well, good for me.
That's the thing. I think like you learn as you go, but also yeah, like just sometimes no matter what you do, it's gonna happen.
Like
You're just gonna like overwhelm your plate. Like
the project I said no to just because I was like, this is gonna burn me out.
Yeah.
There's certain people that they'll never be satisfied with a project, and you
have to if you know that it's it's not worth your mental health to.
And I also noticed, like, kind of like we were saying, when you are already burnt out, you don't like your stuff, or you're not pleased with it. I mean, you still have to output something sometimes if you're not taking care of the burnout, and then that exacerbates the whole comparison thing. And then you're just like, well, I really suck. I have no creativity. And it's a whole spiral.
No, exactly. That sends you down like a huge, I want to say like identity crisis spiral, but it sends you down
I think that's strong enough, actually. It's a spiral, and then you don't know if you should be even doing this anymore. And then you don't want to share anything with other clients because you didn't like the projects you worked on. If you have nothing to share, then like you can't show examples. It's a whole, it's a spiral.
Yeah. No, for sure. Yeah. Like
it turns into identity crisis very quickly.
It goes 0 to 100 so fast.
The whole identity crisis of like when you're not feeling good and the stuff you output, and then you hate it, and then it's just off we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you don't want to post. Like when I'm burnt out, like if I haven't posted on social media, I'm burnt out.
Yeah, for sure.
I have nothing to say.
I went on a 3-year hiatus. I said goodbye to the internet. And...
Well, because on one hand, you're kind of like, I am so tired right now. I cannot even deal with a new inquiry. Not a new inquiry, but I don't have the capacity to take on more if I'm hardly hanging on.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
That's when
I'm like,
busy isn't always good.
No.
Sometimes it just means super tired and sad.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I feel like there is that like fine line between being busy and being burnt out of like...
Yeah, booked out is cool if you like
if you like what you're like, yeah,
if you have some balance,
right?
But even if you do love, I think that's the thing about burnout is if you love the projects you took on, if you took on too many, you don't love them anymore because now you don't have the capacity to give them the love and attention.
For sure.
And then you're back to sad.
Right. Yeah, like you can be, they can all be projects that, yeah, like you said, like you're really excited about, you want to work on, but like if you're booking yourself more than 40 hours or however many hours a week you want to work, let's say, like you're really just asking for yourself to be burnt out. Even if it's something you're excited about, you love, you want to do, like you can only do so much. And then if you keep doing that much and don't give yourself a break, you just like, again,
your body's gonna shut down.
Yeah, you're just in that spiral of like,
and then you're gonna take a break, and it's going to be a weekend, and you're going to have the audacity to sleep in, and next thing you know, you're going to be sick because you did it too much, and then now you wasted your weekend because you were sick because you didn't take a break.
I've always been like that, though, I've found.
I remember you saying that about vacation. Like, as soon as you take a vacation...
As soon as I take a break, no matter what, that's when I get sick. My body's like, oh, we're taking time to shut down? Let's really shut down.
Yeah, you're not getting back up.
Like, even, like, in high school and college, after every sports season, I would have a break, immediately sick the next like week and a half. My immune system's just like, you know what? I've held off long enough. We're done. It's time to go.
I'll always pull out my back. I'll always pull out my back if I overdid it. And it'll be something like leaning over to like tie my shoe.
You sat up. How dare.
Yeah. Or like pull out my neck. It's always like it's muscle tension.
And that's the thing. Like if you're not gonna force yourself to take a break, your body's gonna do it for you.
Yeah.
Like it's to some extent, if you're not like, you can be mentally and emotionally shut down, but at some point, if you don't take a break, you're also physically going to have to be at a commission.
That was real, like for the longest time until it like happened once and then twice,
and then it became a pattern.
You're like, oh, yeah. Okay. I'm in denial about a lot of life lessons. Usually around 4 or 5, they go through. But yeah, it just it always knocks you down.
Yeah.
How long have we been talking? I know you. I didn't. You didn't have to set a timer. 35?
No, you guys are good.
Okay.
Because I could still keep talking about this one.
Jeremy's making sure I'm still... Yes. Last time, he called me like 5 times and I didn't realize it. I'm like, okay, anyways. But yeah, I think like...
I always think no one can tell.
No one can tell that you're burnt out?
Yeah, no one can tell that I'm burnt out. Do you feel like that?
I think
have you ever gotten called out on it?
Only by my husband.
Yeah.
Or like, I mean, I think I can like...
He started to really be really good at it. And sometimes if I'm already burnt out, I'm already angry that he's called me out on it.
Yeah. Like, I think the people that know me best can tell, but like I don't think it's never affected like where a client's like, hey, are you okay? Like, should I be concerned?
This is trash.
Yeah. And that's like, I don't think that, like, thankfully that it's never reflected enough on my like work.
I was thinking
life,
more of like people around you that know you.
No, people around me that like know me, I'm like, I even can tell, I'm like, oh yeah, I complained a little too much. I complained a little too hard that day.
I can't answer things. Like when I get that burnt out, like I cannot. I have to like make it like a to-do list to like go and reply to love us the funny reels that my friends lovingly sent to me, and it's like so nice.
Well, that's
but
the
when
thing,
you're burnt out, you're like
it's
not productive.
It spills over into your personal too. Because I'm like I'm already a bad texter, but like if I'm burnt out, I'm like, I don't have the mental capacity to do my job. I don't have the mental capacity then, like, because I'm so tired from forcing myself through that burnout, which is probably
those 2 hours before bed, you're like, I don't want to talk to anyone.
It's like I just want to not do anything. Like I want to emotionally check out. Like, so sorry. I will get back to you in 3 to 5 business days, friend.
I can't even like I don't even know what I want to eat when I get to that point.
Yeah.
Like I don't care what we eat.
I'm already someone that gets like decision fatigue, like very much so. But like, yes, I can tell like when I'm burnt out, decisions become so much more daunting because emotionally and mentally, like I'm just like, I used all of that brain power already.
Yep.
I cannot muster up more brain power to make a decision on what I want to eat for dinner tonight. I'm so sorry.
Bring me something. Give me chips.
But also feed me, because then I'm gonna be hangry, and then we can't have that. And then I'm just like, wow.
Yeah, I do.
I really am going through it.
I do find that like if I see it's gonna be a busy week, I will try to make as much of ththose decisions ahead of time as I can, because I'm like it's not going to happen. I actually meal prepped yesterday.
I would love to be a meal prepper.
Oh, this isn't like all the time. This was like yesterday. I was like, today I meal prep. And I would make a lot of spaghetti, and I made breakfast quesadillas. So hopefully Voss really likes spaghetti.
Because that's all you're having all week.
He's what's happening today. But that helps too, like if I'm anticipating a week where I might be overwhelmed.
Yeah.
So that was nice to have yesterday.
That is really nice.
It was yesterday. That was nice to have yesterday, to be like, hey, I could do something about this.
Yeah, and I think being able to like somewhat set yourself up for success. I think the thing, because I am a creature of habit. I like having like schedule, like knowing what's coming up and things like that. I think the thing that really throws me for a loop and puts me on the edge of burnout is like when weeks just get out of control, where it's like everything comes all at once out of nowhere. It's like Wednesday and everyone's like, hey, you know those things that we've been working on that you've been waiting for me to get back to, we're all gonna get back to you on one day.
But can we have it tomorrow?
Or even not even that, like it's not even always like it needs a quick turnaround, but it's just like, okay, my list, as a person who loves lists, my list was so small and now it's this long, and I was not anticipating this to happen. So then I'm like, well, I need to, like
reshuffle,
or just like rework things back into a schedule that wasn't necessarily like I knew I had this ongoing, but like I was anticipating them taking a few extra days to get back to me. Like,
I think as people who both like to check the restaurant they're going to, you cannot just you cannot just give me 10 more projects this week when I was expecting 2 that I was going to really dive into.
Right.
It's a hard time.
Yeah. When I'm thrown off of my like scheduled programming is when
which is funny, because they're like, oh, freelancing is like super flexible. You can take a nap when you want. You can like do your work when you want. No, I need to know what I'm doing.
Well, that's the thing. But like, yes, I get what you're like. There is finding that balance, because then I'm also like, well, because I as someone who like needs structure and schedule and like at least to an extent, I'm like, yeah, like having that, and then I'm like. But also it is nice to be able to, if something comes up, if I need to, go,
what is it? Like,
go get a hair appointment, or like if I need to take off an extra hour for lunch because, something came up, like
still definitely flexible.
Like, I think that flexibility is much more like,
what is it? Like if you want to be spontaneous, you need to have structure, because you can't be spontaneous all the time.
No. And that's the thing. Yeah. I'm like, I have enough structure to like know what I need to do and make sure everything gets done. I may procrastinate because I'm tired, but I'll do it. Like I will force myself to do the things that I need to do. Like,
I also realized that like Like, if I fill up my time, my whole week, because I like to plan out my week, like, to the hour, if I see that it's already full, it's just a guarantee I'm going to be just a shell of a human by Friday. And, like, that took me a really long time to realize, like, yeah, I need, like, way more wiggle room. Because then, yeah, like you said, something happens, and then you just, if you're already burnt out, you just basically just have a meltdown.
It's just, like, one, even, like, on some weeks, yeah, like, you're like, okay, I know I have a busy week, but, like, I'm going to push through, and then one extra thing comes down the pipeline and you're like, that did it. Mm-hmm. That pushed me over the edge. That's, I'm
stomping downstairs to complain.
I'm done. But again, yeah, like, just, I don't know. It's a weird balance to, like, have to have.
And you're in your control of it. And I think taking that responsibility has been interesting.
Yeah.
Because you have to be nice to yourself.
Yeah.
And
you have to be that nice manager that says, okay, we need a mental health break.
That's perfect way to put it. Yeah. Exactly. You have to be that nice person that checks in with yourself.
Yeah.
Because no one's checking in.
Because no one else is going to. But I do think, like, over time, I feel like I've learned some things that I'm like, okay, like, I can, that at least, like,
you start recognize it ahead of time.
If you can recognize the patterns, I'm like, okay, I can kind of get ahead of it and, like, start to, like, try to help. I mean, obviously taking a complete break is fantastic if you can, but, like, that's not always possible. I can't just drop everything and go on a vacation. As nice as that would be lovely, but, like, that's not realistic.
Things still wait for you when you come back. They don't go away.
Yeah, and yeah, you can't just run away from your problems. I think, like, finding ways to cope isn't the right word. To, like,
just manage.
Try to de-escalate the situation before it gets to that point has been really helpful. I feel like I've sometimes treated my list of tasks like I'm a child and I'm trying to bribe myself into doing the things that I don't, not that I don't want to do, or just, like, the things that I'm like, I'm going to keep pushing this off. I'm like, okay, if you sit down, you do this until 5:30, and if 5:30 comes and you're actually done, then you can be done. You can clock out
for the day.
You can go, or, you can go get a coffee. You can do something that you want to do, but you have to get this done first. And oftentimes I'll either find that didn't take me as long as it should.
The coffee came quicker.
This task that I've been putting off took 10 minutes. Or I'm like, oh, okay, it's 5:30. I probably only have about 15 more minutes left to like, finish this out. I'm just going to keep working through it. And then I magically check off things off on my list, and I'm like, oh.
It's already in it. It's all good.
It's not that bad. It's just that, yeah, like, sometimes trying to find the motivation when I feel so exhausted is just so daunting.
There's not much left in there.
I found that I have to, like, bribe myself, for lack of a better word, to get my stuff done.
I mean, yeah.
Whether that's the healthiest way to go about it, who knows? Jury's still out. I may come back.
I think
in, like,
it's
2
a very
weeks.
healthy way to go about it. We need little treats for we need them. We need little treats.
Yeah.
What other healthy ways to help cope, manage burnout?
Yeah,
So we got treats. You do treats. What do? I like to do, like, admin and planning tasks. If I plan, like, just giving myself more, even on a Saturday, if I just sit down on a Saturday and it takes me 2-3 hours to plan out my week, that has helped me because I can see it at a glance before it gets too bad. Kind of like you were saying, you start seeing, like, those signs.
See the patterns of, I've had to draw, like, a pretty hard line of, like, I don't do things on weekends because I know
it never leads to anything good.
No.
It's a slippery slope. Where for me, it's like after 6 on. Mm-hmm. If I get back on a laptop at 7:00, next day I know it's 10.
Yeah.
I didn't sleep. The next day
sucks.
Well,
that's the thing. Like, I've realized, like, I'll do one night a week of late work when Jeremy has his evening class. I'm like,
at that point,
what else am I going to do? But again, like, I find myself, like, I'm like, if I do that all the time, I'm like,
and it's so easy.
Back in where I was in 2021, working until 3 a.m. and hating everything because I have to get up in 6 hours and do the same thing all over again. And so it's just like I've had to draw. I've realized, and I've gotten, I don't want to say better, I've gotten somewhat okay.
I would say better because I don't hear about it as often.
And that's how the people around you know if you're getting burnt out. Yeah, just being like, okay, weekends are off limits. Evenings sometimes if it absolutely is necessary.
But that's a choice kind of a deal, right? Like,
right. But yeah, I think
not to be expected.
I've had to draw a hard thing of, like, oh, can you work, here's a project, we need it by Monday, can you work on it over the weekend? I'm like, no, I don't work on the weekends.
Because usually they'll be like, you did it last time.
Right.
They'll just be like, I can ask her again. Yeah. She probably likes to.
Yeah. And I understand, like, some people, like, want to work on the weekends, or like that's when they do like their side hustle projects or things like that.
Or they
like,
are more creative in the evenings or something like that.
Which valid as a night owl, absolutely. But also I'm like, that's not sustainable.
Gone.
Yeah, it's not sustainable. I've also found like having a creative outlet that isn't my job is super like taking up like crocheting, or
I'll just say tactile. If something with my hands as opposed to
something that's creative that's not, or like something creative that's not my job is super helpful to be like,
but also not force someone else, like you're not solving a problem,
right, because it's still you still get that itch of like, okay, maybe I wasn't as creative today for this project, but I can kind of mindlessly make something and whatever. Like I think having stuff like that is distanced enough away from what I do, just getting a hobby, I think is what I'm saying.
Get a hobby.
I just need to get a hobby.
I need to move. Like I need to move myself. It's almost like my brain doesn't get enough juice unless I have to move somehow.
Yeah.
And like that used to be one of those things where like exercise used to be like almost a treat. For a long time it was like super important, and then like I went through this whole stage where like that was like the most important thing, and then it got to be like it's a treat at the end of the day. Like if I get to exercise, that's like my treat. Like if it's something fun, and then what you find is like you don't do it at all because you have to do important things as if they're that, what I mean,
as if the world's gonna end.
So like having having a walk was like a treat, and now like it needs to be like mandatory. Like I need to move somehow.
Well, but you think about that too, like the endorphins and everything you get from exercise are super beneficial. And like,
what is it like? Since we get snippy.
Well, we haven't killed anyone yet. We're good. I think we're not that burnt out, and we haven't lost it quite yet. There's still time. Because you learn to recognize the signs. We're gonna be okay. We're gonna go touch grass, and we're not gonna murder people.
And on that note.